Is saving your scrap worth it, boys? We're about to find out. Has it been worth it for me in the past? I'll tell you that much. All right, welcome back to the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. On this episode, I'm going to talk about something I've gotten comments about since the beginning of my channel. Here's the thing, it's never worked out well for me. I've been saving these piles of scrap metal, including that old bicycle. Anyway, so I've got a bunch of old rotors and stuff. I used to throw them away and people would be like, why do you throw them away? You can get some money from that. Because here's the thing, people complain about everything. Half the comments are gonna be like, not half, some comments are gonna be like, why do you put your trash next to your truck like that? It doesn't look good. Bro, nobody can see that, it's in between. Every time I've saved up a ton of scrap metal, and not even a ton. But here's the thing, I know people make their living off of scrap metal. I don't know how. Literally, I don't know how you could like afford gas to drive around all day. Honestly, I don't see people doing it too much anymore, but like, I still see people picking up washing machines and stuff. And we're gonna put this theory back to the test since after COVID. I think it even paid more back in the day, a couple years ago even. I've got to clean up the bed of my truck a little bit. I've got some scrap, so we're gonna see how much I can get from it, if it's worth it. That's what I want to answer in this video. Yeah, so basically, by the end of this video, I want to answer whether or not it's worth it to recycle scrap metal. It's not ever really been worth it for me. This might be the last time I try it again until I get a dumpster. I was gonna say I looked at a shop the other day. It's starting to get cold outside, but I think I'm gonna look at some other ones. So maybe when I do get a shop, I'll have a dumpster full of metals that'll just be easier to recycle. We'll see how much we can get from this. If I get more than 20 bucks, I'll be surprised. I always get like 20 bucks. Good enough. I've got the bed of my truck mostly cleaned out. People are always like, why isn't this clean? Why isn't that clean? Bro, I'm not even gonna argue with people. I'm not even gonna explain myself. So some people have an idea when I'm addressing it naturally. I do not have enough time to keep my stuff clean. I can either spend an hour, 30 minutes to an hour every day organizing my tools after I'm done working, or I can spend 30 minutes to an hour doing computer work, or I can spend 30 minutes to an hour with my kids or my wife. But cleaning is so far down on the list. Being an organized mechanic is so far down on the list. Once I have a house, once I have a shop and I'm making good money, yeah, I bet my tools and stuff's gonna be clean and organized. People are always like, mow your yard. Bro, that's not even my job. Okay, we rent this place and somebody comes to mow the lawn. So I'm not ever gonna answer that question. I'm not ever gonna justify why my stuff isn't sparkling clean. Just know that it's not worth my time half the time. Anyways, let's get this junk out of here. People are always like, oh, your neighbors are gonna complain. Bro, I give my neighbors discounts. Nobody has ever made a complaint because I fix all their cars for cheap. You just have to know how to deal with people. Let's get this junk out of here. No wants to keep some things too, like, oh, those injectors are good. I shouldn't throw those. I'm never gonna resell those. Ever since I was a kid, I thought I would tear stuff apart and resell it on eBay. I've never sold a single thing. I've given up that dream. I'm not joking, I used to spend afternoons as a kid tearing apart old machines where we lived for parts to sell on eBay and never sold them. Alright, I've got to get this block in there too and the rest of that stuff. And I'll tell you what I think the best solution to this is. After I go find out how much I make, I want to make sure I'm right first. Alright. That block's a little heavy for me to realistically try and do anything with. Maybe with somebody else, but I'm just going to pull the hoist out. That blue car you can kind of see. I'm not really waiting on anything to sell it. I tried listing it and I can't meet up with anybody. I don't have enough time, so I've just got to relist it on my wife's account. But that's going to get out of here. The white car back there, if you haven't seen that video yet, I pulled the motor on it. That's what I was waiting for to recycle this other block and stuff too, was to get that head and stuff out of there. The block's warped, so I might just junk that project. I'm up in limbo. I'm going to decide by the end of the week, so I got to move this blue car a little, get my engine hoist over here either way. Yeah, that's gonna be multiple videos on that Corvette. It's crazy. I guess I'm gonna get started on those videos then. I was kind of waiting for it to be done, and I was gonna make one long video, but I'm not waiting anymore. This thing's been sitting here for months. I'll tell y'all what's going on with it finally. I'll tell you what though, the most money I've ever got from recycling something was an aluminum transmission housing. That was worth more than the whole truckload of scrap metal I brought with it. It's gonna be sketchy to get that over there. I'm gonna be careful now. Dang, nabbit, time to get a new engine hoist. Probably mess that up more than it's worth fixing. This thing's getting old too. I thought that like a year or two ago I'd get a new one, and I just refilled it with fluid and it kept working. But it leaks every time I pump it up. So, time to get a new one, baby. More money. Okay, that made it over there. That was so sketchy. I thought that pin was about to come out. It just kept going more and more out. The more I rolled it, it was just going, and I thought that thing was about to fall out, crumple over the side. And it's not like that motor's in good shape if it fell over. Ooh, it's probably full of nasty water at this point. Would have made a mess I don't want to deal with. Your wig. Anyways, it's in the truck bed though. So let's get over there, see how much this makes. It's a whole job and a half to make 20 bucks probably. So no, it's so much. I'm expecting more like 30, 40. I'll be disappointed if I make less than 40. And I'll tell you guys, this isn't worth it. All right, all loaded up and ready to go. Luckily, I just live a few miles from the recycling center, so it's not like a big chore to go over there either. I just don't understand how you could make a living off of this. Does not make sense. Truck's still sounding good. She's gnarly. They said pile B. One time I came up here and threw it in pile A on accident. And then I had to, no, I think they used the machine. I scooted it a little bit over by myself and they're like, don't worry about it. I was gonna say, I think I had to scoot it all the way back over, but make sure we get it in the right pile this time. Dang, somebody dropped off a big heavy end of a backhoe or something there. All right, let's see how much we get, boys. Oh, yeah, right across from Softball. It's right in the middle of downtown, gonna be in a year or two. Is saving your scrap worth it, boys? We're about to find out. Has it been worth it for me in the past? I'll tell you that much. Let's get the action shots, baby. Never is. I came in 4,100 pounds on the scale though, 4,140, and it went down to 4,100, so that would have been nice if it stayed up, but let's get back down there and see how much we get. $33.60, $34.20 if you can see that. Oh no, it wasn't worth it. How much did they give you, boy? Every time, dude, every time it's lunch. This is lunch money, dude, 22 bucks. I don't think I'm keeping scrap around anymore for 2 to 3 months to make 20 bucks on a pile of scrap that sits in my yard. Doesn't make sense. My solution is hire those scrap guys that do somehow make a living off of this to come by every few weeks and just pick up the little pile that you do have. If I don't make enough heavy scrap during the week, I can get away with throwing a thing or two in the recycling bin, but if I have a couple of rotors and stuff, it's probably too heavy for that. So the easiest way to get rid of it, I think, just get one of those guys that'll come pick it up for free, make a small pile for them somewhere they can swing by every couple of weeks and just pick up a few rotors. But saving that up for lunch money, nah. Anyways, let me know if this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Check out the next video up here. I'll be putting one out soon. I'll see you there.